Hello everyone, welcome to our studio. I'm here with Peter, our model, Arielle, and our makeup artist, Tiarna. Hello. Oh, and our little helper, Naya, at the back. We're going to be going through a few lighting setups that we teach during our workshops that are coming up this September. What are we doing here, Peter?
Where are we holding our workshops?
A few places. We're starting off in Sydney, then we go to London, Milan, then we'll be at Photokina with Hasselblad, then we fly to Amsterdam, Brussels and Paris.
And
then we're off to New York for Photo Plus. Peter is going to be hosting 3 different events. We're going to start off with a photo walk, then we'll be doing a 6-hour lighting seminar, and as well as posing models, and then we are doing a 2-hour seminar as well for you people that work during the week. Do you want to explain what you've got up on the screen?
What I'm doing right now, I've got Focus on the screen right now. I've just set up the client's name, setting up all how it's going to be captured in to the software. At the moment my adjustments are pretty much flat. Everything's turned off, there's nothing much happening. I have a highlights alert turned on, so if you see any blue on the screen, that just means my alert's going off. I've tethered my camera. I'll turn on the lights.
You're also welcome to ask any questions. I can see the comments feeding through. About
30 centimetres behind this light, or a foot in Imperial. And this is one of my understanding lighting setups, but I still use this to get a really nice even lighting setup. So there's my first exposure, shooting at 320 to the second. At 7.1, 100 ISO. My alerts are showing nothing's going off. My histogram's all sitting fine. So I'm just going to set this up now for the actual look I'm after, which is a black and white, of course. That's what I love. I'm going to put a bit of a contrast in just with a curve, throw a bit of a punch into it with some clarity, a tiny bit of shadow fill. This is about where I'm going to start from the shooting. I'm happy with my exposure. Might throw just a touch of contrast on that. So once I've got this set up, you'll see how nice that is. There's the next shot just to make sure everything's locked in. Now I've got it like that, I can very quickly just wander around this slide. Without changing anything at all, just freestyle it and show you how many different looks I can get off this. So I can come in and do a fashion style shot full length. You'll see it's lit from top to bottom. I can jump in, come across the light a little bit, do something a bit edgier. You'll see how I've got myself a beautiful moody shot very, very quickly. From here on, I can just dump the second light straight in on this and do a clamshell style setup. I'm just going to drop the light just in here. Clamshell, make sure it's triggering. Just dropping this in here. I'm going to bring this back to a colour. So again, I'm going to start it back exactly where it was, and I'll just cheat by me clicking back on the first frame. That's everything turned off. So now I can jump in, and I'm also going to shoot this more as a close-up. So I'm going to swap from 100mm to 150mm.
Thank you for my panning tips.
So there's my shot straight out of camera, and it's just dropping a clamshell type light top and bottom. I'm just going to quickly tune this up to a sort of a fashiony type of thing, so throwing a bit of contrast into this. We'll punch it in, it throws in a bit of yellow, so I'll desaturate that out, give it that colder fashiony type feel. Throw a tiny bit of clarity on there, and a little bit of a curve, and bang.
There's just a close-up of the settings that we're using. The program's called Focus, Focus with a PH. It's a free program if you wanted to download it. Just to explain the lighting setup that we have again, we are doing a clamshell lighting with an octabox at the top and a softbox at the bottom. These are so beautiful, Peter.
So we're going to quickly jump from this. The model's going to quickly run and get changed, so Rosie's not going to go and follow.
No, I'm just showing everyone the lighting setup again.
Show them the lighting setup.
I showed them the lighting setup, but
you can go closer if you want.
how close?
However close you are. I'm just going to pull this down while you set up. Yeah. We're just going to quickly go to bare bowl.
How are you finding the new Hasselblad, Peter?
Love it. It's by far my favourite camera I've ever owned.
Why is that?
The main reason that I like it so much is it shoots so fast, it tethers incredibly quick. As fast as I can shoot the files, it doesn't matter if I'm shooting to card, shooting to laptop, or shooting to a computer, I never have to wait for buffering. So I can get my 2 frames a second off, and I'm never waiting for the computer or the card reader to catch up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to drop a bare bulb on this.
Let's have
just
a look.
a different style of beauty, so it's just completely bare.
Oh.
Don't shine in there for a second. I'm going to flash it. Don't break my camera. Oh, that one's not going off yet. There we go. So you don't want to film that's going off. So now, bare bulb on the same spot. And with this I can cheat a little bit. So we're back on the colour, but I'll just take this to black and white really quickly. Make sure I'm on, jump onto a green channel, so that's what we're on that. I'm going to put down curve on this, make it a little bit moodier. Definitely pull that contrast off it. Throw something that only us Hasselblad guys can use, a little bit of clarity. Get off there. Just get into a nice finished picture to start with. Now with this, I'm just going to cheat a little bit. Instead of turning up and down the light, I'm just going to get the model one step closer to me. So I'm just going to place my exposure. I'm just going to move her back and forward till I get my exposure. I can already tell, even though my highlight alert hasn't gone off, I reckon if I go into colour, I'm just clipping, and that's the red channel it's clipping. So what I'm going to do is just get her to take a quarter of a step backwards.
The camera stand brand is a Fatif. I don't know if you can buy them anymore, but I will put a link up for further details. We find it a lot safer to use big, heavier stands in the studio, especially with clients around.
And what I could also do with this is the background is quite dark, or quite light on this. I wouldn't mind making it darker. So I'm going to turn the power of the light down a fair bit.
If you've just joined in, welcome.
So it was on 6. I'm turning the light down to 5 now. Line it up with my camera so I'll get a shadow drop behind it. Sneak up just a second. In fact, I'm going to swap the lenses too. Let's go back to 100mm.
Why are you swapping your lenses?
Because I want to get her closer to the light, and I don't want to I want to keep my camera fairly close to under the light as well. But I don't want to just get a tight headshot. I want just a little bit of a headshot. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So at the moment I'm just guesstimating my exposure, and you'll see instantly the background has gone much darker. So by bringing her in, I'm just going to check my warnings. None are going off, so it's pretty much spot on. I can crunch a little bit more attitude into this. And you'll see just straight away, bare bulb.
We're using Focus, not Capture One.
You can see straight away how nice this is. And this will still work beautiful in colour, it's just that I prefer black and white. But I'm going to jump it out into colour for you for a second. Let's do it a little bit of desaturation on this. I'm going to pull off that a touch.
Generally when Peter sets up his clamshell, he'll start with the top light and at the bottom. There is no set ratio that he uses. He literally uses his eye until he's happy with what he sees. Every time he sets up his clamshell, it will be always different.
You can still see straight away in colour this picture works just as nice. So we're going to quickly jump over to a floor shoot and just change a different studio, give a different look. With the clamshell, by the way, I don't have a set up for the clamshell. Every single face is different. My proportions different on every single person. So it depends on the person's face as what proportions I set up, if the top light or the bottom light's more powerful.
Cool.
So I'm just going to move over to...
Don't drop the camera!
This is one of the joys of having a big open plan studio.
If you haven't been to our studio before, this is what one side looks like. The famous windows, Peter's natural light windows. We have beautiful high ceilings. We're very lucky to have a space like this to work in. I've styled Arielle now in a more grungier look. This is a look that we love using. Simple clothing, it always makes the model stand out more.
Yeah, hero the model.
Keep going if you want.
I haven't set up any of this yet, so that's not too bad. Haven't cooked. Just cooking the forehead of touch.
It's looking a lot more overexposed on the iPhone than it is on the screen. If I go closer...
Yeah, if it was overexposed, we would get this on the picture. All that blue. But because none of that's going off, it's just the iPhone not coping with the computer screen. And then swivel this off just a touch, change the direction of light. Beautiful. And then I'm going to set up black and white. A bit of shadow fill. We'll pull that up a touch. You know, gorgeous. Nice. Just find that light next to you.
No, Peter never uses a light meter. We can tether now, so we can see what we're shooting.
I use my overexposure warnings.
The only thing yet that we do use is our overexposure warning, just to make sure that we are capturing all the detail in the image.
Gorgeous. Beautiful. 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 Back to me. Cool. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Peter, someone's asked, why don't you use soft light and diffusion shutters?
Sorry?
Why don't you use soft light and diffusion shutters?
Soft light?
Yeah.
Because that's not my style.
There we go.
I'm using a soft light. I'm using a big octabox. It's very hard to tell on the screen you're looking at. It's a lot more contrasty than the screen on our computer. So our picture isn't contrasty. We have detail in the blacks. And on that screen, on the iPhone, you cannot see detail in the blacks. So the picture is a whole lot more contrasty on what we're filming than what it really looks like. So we're just going to move to natural light to do a portrait shot.
Peter, if you can describe in one sentence why you love natural light the most, how would you describe it? Or why?
I'm not religious, but God made us to see in natural light. This is the light we're supposed to see the world in. So
Good answer.
Really, to me, natural light's my favourite. But commercially, we can't use it all the time because we have things like rain and clouds and the light changes throughout the day. So commercially, it makes it very hard to commit to a day to shoot, and then it's overcast when we want full sun, or it's full sun when we want overcast. So it makes it very hard commercially to work.
That was longer than a sentence, but that's fine.
No, that was you go. Alright, sorry. Alright, so I'm just going to change a couple of settings. I'm going to have to change my ISO. So I'm going to jump up to 800 ISO.
How do you find 800 on the new Hasselblad?
Love it. In fact, I like it so much. I actually like it. It's not like a noise, it's like a film grain. And I like the grain so much, I actually purposely shoot at that just to get that type of film grain look that I can get from it. It's just my first sneaky shot. A little bit under. Just going to check my overexposure warning. So I'm just checking my overexposure warnings first in colour because the red channel is going to set off the most in colour. There's a little bit of a blue cast, but I don't mind because I'm going to shoot it black and white at the moment.
Here's our settings just in case you missed that.
My F4 at 125. Just come back a bit. So that's gorgeous there, but I want to get her a touch lighter. So I'm a fair way off the window. I'm just going to wander backwards and then get the model holding her so I can frame it. This way a little bit. Yeah, just a touch closer to my video. Beautiful. So this will give me a little bit more light onto the model. And I didn't focus too well, but I'll fix that. Now I'll just punch in to my black and white. And one thing I've been playing around with a little bit, I'm just going to, I have been enjoying a bit of blue channel on models just to get that sort of a little bit more bronzy skin. Let's drop that in there. And get this nice chrominess into the skin. That's really pretty. I'm pretty happy with that. That's gorgeous. So this is just natural light, straight through a window.
She does have very beautiful eyes.
And now once you get into this, everything's manual focus. Now, beautiful, beautiful. prefer to work with manual focus because I can actually zoom in on the catch light in the eye. Or I might decide to defocus and just have that slightly milky look on the skin by defocusing off a bit and giving that old-fashioned feel. Beautiful, precise, stunning. Cool. Little picture to finish up on.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, so we might just really quickly jump into a quick avant-garde type fashion shoot.
Yeah. I picked out a dress earlier that I think would look amazing. And I've instructed our makeup artist, Tiarna. Let's have a look. Let's go to our station. Should we turn on some lights so people can see? Here we go. Da, da, da. Hi everyone. Yes, I'm not very good at panning. I'm cheating. So this is our makeup artist that we use quite a lot, Tiarna. We have a set team that we generally use just because we know the quality of their work, and especially on commercial shoots, it's so incredibly important to have a consistency. We don't want any surprises on the days. Tiarna, do you have any advice for photographers that are just starting and working with makeup artists?
I think the best thing for me as a makeup artist is when a photographer can communicate exactly what they want, not only through words but through visual. So I love it when there's reference images for me to reference from for hair and makeup. Obviously, photographers looking at posing and they're looking at lighting, but for me to visually see what they're after and what story they're going for is a big help.
Yeah.
My interpretation of a smoky eye could be totally different to the next 10 people in line. So to actually see something makes it a lot clearer.
Yeah, that's definitely helpful.
Very.
Yeah. Well, at our studio, we use programs like Pinterest, Tumblr to collect inspiration, and we always keep them in a folder. Actually, I'll grab the folder and show you all. That way we always have images to reference. Whoop, don't take the computer from me. Let's open it up. Here we go. We use a program called Photos. We have all our different, so we have our storyboards with lots and lots of pictures, inspirational pictures that we use for references, for makeup, styling, lighting, moods, not just for Peter's test shoots, but for clients as well. Pictures are really important. We'll head back to the makeup station. Cool. So we've instructed Tiarna to go a little bit more untame. Avant-garde is the words that we've used. We've given her some reference pictures as well. Let's have a look. That's really cool. I wanted to ask you something else and I forgot, Tiarna.
With makeup, I find the most important thing in photos, just look up for me, the most important thing for me as a makeup artist is to have contrast and texture in the look. Obviously blending and balance are really important, that's a given, but I find that when you've got a lot of contrast and you have a lot of texture, and I'm referring to matte and glossy, having the both as an example, it creates a really beautiful, interesting look. So that's something that I love, and that's something that I always am drawn to as an artist as well.
I guess that applies to photography as well, and how we light things and capture things. Yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah. I don't want to overdo it. I think if I keep working it, it's going to end up too perfect, which defeats the purpose.
Yeah. Makeup, fashion, photography, less is more. Alright, let's head back to the shooting area. And we're back.
So I'm just using the Pro Photo again. I'm using it with a fairly harsh reflector.
Let's have a look at this reflector.
Too harsh.
So we've got no modifiers on that on top of that.
Just turn your head. Keep following. Cool. Yeah. So if you turn your head that way, even if I come this way, let's see.
We've got a loose baby.
Going back to 100 ISO, going back to blowing her.
My little assistant's having a bit of a meltdown.
Just going to keep downing this.
So this is our setup. If you've just tuned in, welcome.
I really want to pull this down. I want the background to get quite dark with this. Have it back. Let's get it better.
Oh, we normally don't have babies in the studio, but that little baby's a pretty awesome baby, so she's our only exception.
Yeah, I'm going to dump this into a nice black and white fashion.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's really nice. I'm just going to pull a little bit out of it to give it that beautiful Hollywoody type look. I'm really happy with that. Awesome. Just really quick and simple. And then I can just freestyle it. The main thing I'm going to watch is if I turn her head this way, I'm going to get no shadow. So as long as she works towards the light, I can move anywhere around her and still get a really pretty picture. So I'm going to come in here, as long as she works up to that light. So, one off, one on.
Oh, he's prepared.
Sometimes.
Such a good assistant.
But this is, we just wait, all we have to do is wait for our little orange dot to come on, and once our orange dot comes on.
Hi, Rara.
There we go, orange dot's on. This is why I'm loving this system. You saw, I didn't have to do anything, just swap batteries, plug it back in, everything finds itself again. Bring it back into shooting. And again, the reflection on that wall off the heater is actually really cool.
Yeah,
I like that. But anyway,
I'm just going to go a bit closer so you can see the detail. There we
there's a
go.
beautiful, let's get a real
If you notice when Peter's shooting as well, he doesn't stop talking.
And that's a wrap. That's pretty much just an idea of sort of what we do, but our workshops show us a lot of detail about this. It's just not me grabbing a light. I go into the reasoning behind it.
Cool. I think we're done.
We're done?
Yeah.
Thanks, Ali.
Thanks for joining in. Thanks, Arielle, for helping us out, and thank you, Tiarna.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. And also, if you need details for the workshop, don't forget to visit workshops.petercoulson.com.au. Bye-bye.